Hello everyone, it's Nadie, and today we'll be testing out makeup from the indie brand Copacetic Cosmetics. I think that's how you say that, I'm sorry if it's not. Anyways, as you beautiful people know, any tip you may have, please cast it away because this is a channel of positive energy, okay? Thank you. Oh, my delicious dandelion salads, how you doing today? I hope wherever you're at in the world you're having a spiffy day so far. I'm doing pretty good. It's actually been quite a while since I've filmed, so this is nice to be sitting here again. Not to be like a joy kill or anything, but I think I've kind of been in a little bit of a funk lately, like maybe a touch of depression, I don't know. I'm just like not happy with the way my channel is going. I really want to switch shit up. I know I always tweet about wanting to do it and I never fucking do it, but now I'm actually kind of doing it. But till that new shit comes out, I still do want to play with makeup. I mean, I'm always gonna play with makeup, and I really want to showcase more indie brands because big brands just aren't doing it for me anymore. Granted, I really don't check out many big brands anymore. When I say I've been in a funk, like I have really been in a funk. Like I still want to play with makeup. I just want to figure out a way to incorporate makeup while doing other fun things and not just review shit all the time. Except indie brands, I always love showcasing indie brands. So this is kind of like my little inspiration for today. But I've always kind of been hardcore into like mysteries and crimes and storytelling. I love Bailey Sarian. Just watching her put on her makeup and tell you a good story, like I feel as though that would be really, really fun. I totally want to do something like that on my channel, but with a little bit of a twist. I don't know what the twist will be yet. If you have any ideas, let me know. I thought maybe we could do a story in like a drag look or a special effects look, neither of which I'm good at, but it's just something different and we're still at least playing with makeup. And I have so many cooking videos coming up. I know I always say that another baked episode is coming right up and then it never shows up, but I promise you they are. Anyways, I apologize for my absence as of late. I really just need like a pep in my peenie. And today's little peenie pepper is this. This lovely package was sent to me by one of my lovely subscribers. Thank you so much for this gift. This is very generous. They ended up sending the Butterfly Kisses Copacetic palette as well as the Companion palette. And lastly, a Copacetic Cosmetics gloss, which is like multi-chrome. I don't think it's a duochrome because it seems like it has more than 2 shifts to it. Although maybe it just goes from green to red. I don't know. We'll see. But this palette is especially fucking cute. It kind of breaks my heart because on the back it says dedicated to the best companions, Megan from 94 to 2020 and Nina from 2012 to 2020. Oh my god, they're fur babies. It does kind of hit home a little bit for me because the other day Ron woke up and he couldn't use his back legs and I was like, what the hell? It's not your time yet, baby. Turns out he just had a little bit of a back issue. He's just gonna be on steroids and some other pill for like 2 weeks and he'll be back to normal. But when I saw this on the back today, I was like, I'm not crying, you're crying. And they do have a little card that says Copacetic Cosmetics is handmade, vegan, and cruelty-free. We love that. And their website is copaceticosmetics.com. Let me actually hop onto their website and see how much these palettes are and if they're still even available. Yes, they are. Okay, so the Companion palette is $35. And then what's the other one that I got? Oh, damn, they have a lot of products. Holy shit. And then the lip gloss, I think is $10. It looks like all of their glosses are $10, so I'm assuming this is one of those. And I didn't click on or hover over the pictures on the website, so I have no idea what these look like. Let's go ahead and open up the Companion one. Ooh, very pretty. Oh gosh, it's got a nice little protective sheet. Okay, so here we go. This is very, very nice. You can tell that they're handmade just because they aren't perfect, and I actually like that more than the perfect thing because it just means that this was made with like love. You can tell that these are nice and juicy and hand pressed. They're also really fucking reflective, so if they look blown out, this is just because they're overexposed. I promise they don't really look like that. They look really vibrant, really, really pretty. I mean, obviously I'm drawn to these 2 purples right here, but really all of it is pretty. I think this is a full shimmer palette, I believe. And it also looks like we have some chunky monkeys in here. We have one here, we have one here, we have one in this corner as well. I'm not sure if those require glitter glue. Wait, is this one a matte? I can't tell. This pink down here might be a matte. I'm not sure. But these are the kinds of shadows that I just like want to dive my hands into and swatch. Like, oh, they are thick and luscious. And I feel like once I dip into my finger, like something is gonna ooze out like a body oil or something. I don't know. But I am very excited for that. Then we have the Flutter by Kisses palette and, oh, hold on. I'm a little bit confused and slightly concerned because this wrapping, I don't know. It almost looks moldy, but now that I'm really looking at it, I think it got burned somehow. I don't know if you can see that. It doesn't really look like mold and it's not coming off, so I am 99% sure that it did just get burned, especially because like it's melted right there. So let's put 1 and 1 together here and not get 5. And there's like a mark on the mirror, so I don't know. Maybe they used a heat gun at some point. Maybe that's how they stick these in. No idea, but ignoring that, the rest of this is so beautiful. If you know me, I am a fucking slut when it comes to purples. I will lay down and do anything for good purple. And this palette is just screaming my name, pulling my hair, and fuck it, better buy me dinner. It has what seems to be a really pretty glitter in the middle. I hate glitters, but I would use that one. It almost looks a little bit hollow. Like, Christine, where the fuck you at? Of course, it really isn't truly hollow, but it does have quite a few different colors in there. Then we also have a few chunky monkeys in here right on either side of it, and then the rest of them look pretty smooth like a normal metallic. And then we have a lovely kind of slightly glittery satin in there. I'm assuming it's the kind that you can dust away the glitter and then it turns into a matte. And then we have a full-blown matte right down here, kind of like a dusty mauvish lilac. This is just really beautiful. Again, it's not like perfect because they are hand-pressed, but to me that makes me even more excited because normally when I try hand-pressed, handmade items, they're just fire. So let's go ahead and swatch and do a look with both of these and swatch the gloss. Y'all know the song. Are you ready? It's swatching time. Let's just try this lip gloss. I was gonna put it on my arm, but then I'm just gonna have a sticky ass mess on there, and we're saving the sticky ass mess for later. So let's try this on the lippers. Here's what it looks like. In the container, you can tell that it does have a very clear shift from red to kind of green or gold. Very, very attractive, but then once it's kind of on the wand, it just looks plain red. It also is very, very thick. Ooh, and it smells like caramel corn or like just caramel, maybe salted caramel, vanilla-y. I don't know, it smells really good. Like normally I dislike any kind of flavor or scent that's going on my lips, but this is actually really good. I hope it tastes like that because we might have a snack attack action. Okay, here we go. And, oh. I did have a little bit of lip balm on my lips because they are hella dry, but this actually feels very, very nice. It's not the gloopy kind of lip gloss, like the sticky ones from like 2003. It actually feels more like a thick lip oil. Very, very comfortable, very hydrating feeling. It does give off kind of bluish vibes. Like in some angles, it doesn't really look like I'm wearing much, but then in other angles, my lips just look kind of hypothermic, but not like in a bad way. It's actually kind of really pretty. It just made my lips a little bit deeper. I did kind of wipe a little bit off when I took a drink from my huge ass obnoxious water bottle. Who the hell needs a gallon of water every day? It's not like I'm walking through the Sahara or anything. But now that it's a little bit more distributed and not as there, I actually really like the way this looks. It's very, very minimal, but also just kind of helps my lip color come through a little bit more. I don't know, I like it. And I know I did just wipe a little bit off, but I want some more. Oh, it tastes so good. Well, actually, I take that back. It doesn't really have a flavor. I don't know. It just has that strong fragrance. Like, it's not sweet or anything. Ooh. I take that back. Ooh, that's like eating a Werther's. The good kind with like the soft chewy center, not the old lady kind that are always in like doctor's offices. Just kidding, I eat both kinds. Oh, anyways, it tastes good. I thought this was gonna have a really freaking weird shift to it. Maybe we'll put this over like a black lipstick. That would be kind of cool. If I remember, which 10 out of 10, I probably won't, but we'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna do live swatches of these, starting with, of course, the purple. Maybe I should get a makeup wipe first. Hold on. All right, so let's start with this beautiful kind of satiny matte glittery purple. Oh, that pigment is fabulous. I just barely touched into that. That is all that I need. And then let's feel this one. Oh, the same. Heaven. Okay, let's feel her. Oh. And then one of these chunky monkeys right here. Ooh. Okay, so yeah, that one I think is very, very flaky, which also I think on their website they said they had a version of eyeshadow called Flaky Shadows, so this must be one of them. It seems like it has maybe a little bit less liquid binder in it, so it's kind of chunky. If you're making like a cake or a dough and you don't add all of the liquid at once and it just makes kind of like a flaky paste, that's what this is like. So I don't know if maybe once I like put it on my hand, if it'll become smooth or you really need some kind of adhesive for this. I guess we'll see. Where should we put this? Put this one right there. Oh, that is really nice. And this is over no primer or anything. I really do need to start swatching things over primers because a lot of shadows really do need a primer and that's fine. But this is over nothing. Then we have that pinkety shade. Oh, that's lovely too. Then that purple. And I'm actually going to take this more chunkier one and put it down here so that it has something to really slide onto. Okay, so that is definitely a packing shade. It probably needs something really, really sticky to hold onto. I thought that maybe it was like this because it didn't have a lot of liquid binder in it, but I actually think it's like this because it does have a lot of liquid binder in it. So it just makes it really, really closely compacted and not able to be spread around. Really, really good for packing sticking on and getting a punch. It almost feels a little bit like paper mache, but it has a gorgeous shift to it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it though. It goes from gold to like green to yellow. It's nice, but maybe not the most user-friendly. I don't know, I can't tell. Like when I spread it around, it actually does spread out really beautifully. See, like that's what's left on my finger from just like rubbing it around. I don't know, it's very interesting. I don't know that I've ever really felt a consistency quite like this. I like it, but it also does kind of scare me. That's also kind of the fun of makeup though. Next, I'm gonna dive into this fabulous pressed glitter. That actually does stick on the finger. I love when glitters do that. And this other chunky monkey over here, I'm just gonna more dip into it like that. This beautiful blue, this gorgeous purple, and then on my thumb, I'll take this kind of dusty mauve. Oh, the pigment with their mattes is divine. Here is the matte. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. It almost feels wet. Very similar to that Becca pressed powder where you'd put it on and it felt moist. I don't know how they do that. That is just wow. Fucking exquisite, man. Here is that glitter. I just kind of like swiped it down. It totally needs something to stick onto, but I feel like a concealer would probably do the trick, which is good because I'm very allergic to glitter glues, so I can't really use them. Here is that kind of chunky puff right here. Again, it just is very, very finicky. It does feel kind of silicone-y. I'm not sure if there's silicone in this. There's no ingredient list, so just to be on the safe side, if you have a silicone allergy, you might want to check the ingredients or just stay away from this. But the silicone-y feel isn't a bad thing. It just feels a little bit slick. Then we have this gorgeous little kind of purpley with a greenish blue shift. Really, really pretty. And then lastly, this other purple. Very, very nice. Wow, I did a shitty-ass job swatching those. I'm sorry. But altogether as a whole, these look really, really cool. The quality of the matte seems very, very decent. The shimmers seem excellent. Again, the only thing that I'm not super duper in love with yet is the flakier kind of things, which maybe I'll end up falling head over heels with. So who knows? Ooh, they are kind of messy though. Oh my goodness, there is so much glitter on my hand. I don't think you can see it though, which praise be. It looks like I just fisted a giant blueberry. But I've been learning to hate glitter a little bit less because you can just take some packing tape once your hand or whatever you put the glitter on is dry and just pull it off and hopefully not get any eyebrows or arm hair or whatever in the mix, but it just comes right off with the packing tape. That is what I like to see for the herpes of makeup. Beautiful colors though. Okay, so now let's move on to this palette right here. There is a little bit coming out, so I'm just gonna press you right back in. There you go, honey. You're doing great. So let's start by feeling this a beautiful kind of lavender. I can't tell. I think this one is one of the chunkier puffs. Something in my closet is falling. Excuse you. This one almost doesn't want to pick up, but I'll just grab a little teeny tiny baby bit of it. I'm not certain how I would pick this up to apply it to my eye, if I would kind of scrape it out onto my finger or if I'd put it on a flat brush. I don't know. Again, very interesting, but also very pretty at the same time. It's like when Katy Perry was an alien in E.T. Like you just can't stop looking, but you want to turn away. Anyways, let's go into this kind of mint shade. Oh, very nice. And then another chunkier monkey. This is kind of like a peachy salmony nude. Nothing wants to really pick up, so let me scoop a little bit out. There we go. See? And finishing up with this white. Oh, she's a chunky puff too. All right, here we go. There is the purple. That's literally all I can get unless I'm gonna like rub it around. There we go. Okay. All right. Then we have the green, which we'll put right next to it. That is so pretty. It's almost like a seafoamy green, but not as creepy of a color. I don't know if anybody else finds seafoam to be utterly disturbing, but oh my gosh, just PTSD when it comes to that color. Bad memories from my school basement. Okay, so here is the kind of nudish gloss, I want to say. It's right there. I think that actually is a better term for these chunkier ones, a gloss, because they do feel kind of oily, kind of hydrating, and they spread out to be very, very minimal, but still kind of have a light shift. More of like a suggestion of the color while adding a glossy effect. And then here we have the white kind of, oh, that isn't one of the chunkier monkeys, but it goes from white to salmon. This is so confusing, all the different textures going on, but I'm living for it. It's nice to go from everything being the exact freaking same to something being different, a little bit scary, something new, but something still really exciting. I just hope that on the eyes, these perform really, really well. Ooh, this one's weird. This one literally looks like crushed toilet paper. It is so odd. Okay, so this one, I'm trying to scoop some onto my finger. I got a little bit, but you can like press into it like slime. And it does feel very, very wet. Oh, it is super wet. Like up there, a little bit got onto the mirror and it's just like liquid with a bunch of pigment in it. That's really cool. Okay, then we have this beautiful matte pink. That one doesn't want to pick up quite as well as the others, although maybe that's more satin. And then this lovely white right next to it. And let's do this purple down here. Didn't we get a purple similar to this in the other palette? Or maybe it's similar, I can't quite tell. But either way, it really does go good with this palette, so I don't mind a repeat. Here is a lovely kind of Tiffany blue, maybe kind of aqua. That's lovely. It has gold reflex in it, kind of big chunky glitter, but not in a bad way. It's really, really attractive. Then we have this moist one, which I will try my hardest to blend out. That is just too freaking weird. It's almost like this is fabric that's been soaked in oil and topped off with a pigment. And like these are little pieces of white fabric because they don't really blend out, but a little bit of the pigment kind of blends out. Like I'm wringing a ShamWow or something. Okay, anyways, here is the kind of pinky that is definitely a satin, really, really pretty. And then we have that lovely green. Oh my gosh, that is pretty. It goes reddish pink to green. Can you even see that shift? Oh my gosh, I'm doing a terrible job. I apologize. But even if I did real swatches, I don't know that you'd be able to see them any better. But this color right there has an absolutely exquisite shift to it. I really like it. And then right here, we'll put that purple. I am not sure if that's the same purple as the other one. I don't think it is. I think it's a little bit lighter. It goes from kind of fuchsia to lavender to maybe a little bit blue. Really, really pretty. I love the way that all of those go together. And I love the fact that there's so many duo and multi-chromes in here. Still not completely sold though on those really, really chunky puff ones. Like so far, at least just with swatching, which really doesn't mean jack shit. They just don't seem the most friendly to use. I think I'm gonna probably end up mixing both of these palettes. I'm not really given many mattes. Actually, I'm not given any mattes for this palette, but this palette does have two of them. So let's use those first. Just in case there's any fallout with this palette, I do want to give it the best chance possible while not ruining my face. So I'm gonna do my eyes first. To prime my eyes, I'm gonna go in with the white Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas, especially if I'm going to be using a bright ass poppin' color. I've learned to go in with a pure white base and it will really help everything stick on and show the fuck up. So let's do that. There's something in my eye. I can see it floating around. What the fuck is that? Huh? I don't know, it just fixed itself. It looked like a piece of corn was floating in the room. I'm like, have I taken something? Nope, just getting old. Ooh, should I make it look like I have a mask on and go over my nose? It's gonna look like the Hamburglar. Ooh, or Zorro, let's go with that one. Yes, you are, you're just so handsome. Poor little Ron is just sitting on top of a bunch of blankets on my chair over there, staring at me lovingly. Find you someone that looks at you like your pets look at you. All right, so let's go ahead and start with this eye. I don't know if I'm gonna end up doing the same look on either side. I feel like maybe we should do different looks because we have so much to choose from. There is no way in living hell that I could actually use all of these on my eyes. If there were a bunch of mattes, maybe I could squeeze them on there, but because there's so many shimmers and shit, I can't. So we'll just get like a general idea as to how these are today, and we can just go off of that. And let's go ahead and dip a soft fluffy brush into this beautiful lilac-y lavender. Ooh, this does have a good bit of kickback to it. I feel like this is the kind of shadow where there's a lot more pigment in it than filler and base, so I'm not surprised that this does kind of want to break apart. There's not as much to hold it together. So if you do get this palette, just be very light and very careful. Let's start by placing this right along the crease line and kind of blending it up. Actually, maybe let's do a little bit of a halo eye today. So I'm gonna stick it right on the outer corner as well as the inner corner and just kind of blend that around in a C motion. Ooh, that's very, very pretty. Even though there's a lot of kickback in the pan, there is no fallout at all. It's sticking down to my primer marvelously. And that color is actually quite attractive. And then just to pick up a little bit more, I'm just gonna like sweep everything around the pan back into the pan and lightly tap into that. With some palettes, when you close the lid, it seems like all that excess pigment just goes flying, but something about this pigment, I don't know, it's just like a little bit heavier. It actually stays in the pan. Nope, never mind. I closed it and she went flying. I just see a little purple cloud of smoke coming up. So never mind, I take it back. There is a good bit of waste with this, but if you're gentle, I feel like you can really contain that waste. Anyways, I'm gonna take a little bit more right here on the outer corner, bring it upwards, and then end right on the inner corner, kind of stippling and just back and forth. But this shadow is not splotchy at all. It blends itself the fuck out. It is so user-friendly, beginner-friendly, professional-friendly, any kind of friendly. The only thing that I'm noticing is the extreme amount of kickback with this, which if that doesn't bug you, it's no biggie. But give me just another 5-10 seconds to blend the edges out, make it smooth, and there we go. Very nice. Like, even that color alone, I could totally fuck with this. Like, if I weren't reviewing this, I would probably just stick to this, maybe just put a little bit of shimmer, any of these shimmers from probably either palette on the center, and I would probably call that good. Like, that is bold and beautiful and bright and poppin'. I like it. It does almost have like a yellowishy but kind of red undertone to it. And so with the first layer, because I think I was putting it on something a little bit moist and tacky still, it did turn kind of reddish pink. And then the more that I built it up, the red did somewhat disappear and it turned into purple, but I can still see some red here and there, which could make it look like it's splotchy. It's really not splotchy. It's just the undertone coming through. I'm actually gonna put one more little baby dip right there just to deepen this little whore up. Oh, pull my chain and call me Margaret, bitch. This is great. Then in the typical hello eye fashion, let's add a deeper shade to the outer and inner corner as well. So I'm just gonna plop that right there and right there. Once again, this goes on very, very well, although it does look quite similar to the other shadow. Let me just pack on a little bit more and we'll see. Yeah, I mean, it's going on really, really nicely. It's sticking down. Again, there is zero fallout underneath my eye, which is fan-fucking-tastic. Yes, it is quite similar though to that shade that I just put down. And it's also doing that thing where the undertone of it kind of shines through more. So I'm just gonna keep packing it on. I'm pretty sure it's not patchy. Like, I don't think that's what I'm seeing. I think you just kind of have to pack them on a little bit heavier than you would another shadow because it's almost like it does get soaked up into the primer. Actually, well, I don't know because like right there, it does look like some of this is missing and I keep packing it on there, but nothing is sticking. That is just too weird. Can you see that? It's almost like these mattes are maybe one and done kind of mattes. Oh, this does look really, really patchy. I'm not sure what to do because the first shadow did really lay down well. Maybe that's why they don't have many mattes in their palettes. Like maybe you're supposed to use one matte per look and just call that good. I do kind of wish this didn't look patchy. I'm just gonna take one last final dip of this deepish like eggplant and try building it up right there. I'm very confused because like it lays down, but then suddenly it's not there. Like, I don't know if you can see right there on the inner bit. Like, I know I put some base down there. It should be sticky, but it just isn't sticking. Very, very odd. I don't know why that's happening. Just so that this look really doesn't turn to shit, I am still gonna salvage it. Let me blend these edges out once more. Oh yeah, everything is just like flying off. Let me actually try this deeper shadow on the other side because the lighter one, after you did layer it up, it was good. So let's see if maybe you can only use one matte at a time. I'm gonna take another soft synthetic fluffy ass brush, dip gently into this shadow, which this one does have a lot less kickback than that lighter one. So that's something that's great. But here we go. Let's take it all along the crease line back and forth. Okay, see, like going on its own, that actually is stunning. It also does look very, very similar to the other one. So I'm gonna be real. I don't know how the shimmers are. They seemed really, really good, but I don't know that I would necessarily trust their mattes, which I actually think somebody on Twitter told me, or maybe it was Instagram. I can't remember, and maybe I'm dreaming that. I don't know. But at least these purples, I don't know that I can fully vouch for them. And like I said, that other shadow that was on my eye, I would be totally fine with that alone being a complete look. And this does blend out very, very nicely. It's just when you start layering them up that they kind of go to shit. When you have shadows that have more pigment than binder in them, it's great because you get really, really bright pop and vibrant colors, but it doesn't have as many ingredients in it to help grip and stay onto the eye. I'm not exactly mad at these because, I mean, let's be honest, this is totally a supplemental palette. There's not really many people who are gonna get a complete look out of this just because you are limited with your mattes. There's so many different textures here, and I do love supplemental palettes. Like, I have so many of them that I reach for all the time. Now, if this were like a $60 palette or something, then I would have a few complaints, but these shadows are less than $4 a piece. They're hand pressed, they're handmade. Like, I'm just not gonna fault it because it is still very usable so far. And like, shit on me, I Love that purple. Look at how beautiful it is. Oh my gosh. Before we continue, I do just want to show you up close what I'm talking about with like the reddish undertone. I think it's the reddish undertone because I do have that white base on there, and that white base is pretty much a consquee, like it is there for good. It really doesn't rub away when I put eyeshadow over it. If I didn't put the white base down, I would probably say, yeah, this is patchy because that clearly is my skin, but I don't think it is. I think it's just the undertone of the purple. Can you see like around there how it looks reddish pink? I'm just gonna take one more little dip and smoke this out a little bit higher. Not gonna take it too high because I think I'm actually gonna blend this side out with that pink that's in the other palette. And I know I'm kind of switching between both eyes here, but just so that I don't forget to do that, I'm gonna do that right now. I think this will work. I don't think this is a shimmer. I don't know, we'll see. All right, so here we have her. She is much more tightly compacted, so there's not quite as much blowing around. And right above that purple, I'm just gonna place this. Oh shit, I think that was a shimmer. Well, I'm gonna keep on blending it out because maybe we'll get a little bit of pink from that. I'm probably going to, you guessed it, cut a crease here. So I'm most likely gonna end up covering up that shimmer that's along the crease line, but if I can kind of bring it upwards to make that pink a little bit softer up here, that'd be cool. It didn't work like I wanted it to. It is totally a shimmer, which I think means this whole palette is a palette of metallics and the interesting kind of like clothy ones. I don't mind that as long as the shadows are good. This can totally be a bomb-ass supplemental for me. Every time I say supplemental, I think of a supplement and then I think of a suppository. It's a weird chain of thoughts. Now for this eye, she is not doing so hot. She lost her weave last night. She threw up in the back alley. She's missing a credit card. She is just not having a good day. Like if you look at the difference between this eye and this eye with a single-ish shadow on it, and then this eye where I tried to double them up, clearly we can tell the difference. So let's go ahead and place some consquee on this eye and we can stick some shit to it. I'm gonna try cutting with this Allure Mercy Gay brush they just sent to me. This is the Creme Eye Color brush. Is that not perfect for cutting a bitch? This brush is the freaking tits, man. This is making this quite easy. It's just a normal like flat round brush. I'm pretty sure every makeup brand has them, but this is nice. Okay, so now I've covered up pretty much everything. We are good to go. You know, actually for this eye, why don't we do like a greenish center? And I always like to go from like the outer corners into the center. It's really hard for me to like finger bang this shit out. I can't be as precise as I want to be, so I'm gonna try to scoop some up with my brush. This is just such a creamy formula that it doesn't want to scoop up. Okay, I was able to get a little teeny tiny baby bit on there. Let's try that right on the outer and inner corner. No. That is not gonna stick down. That is so chunky. Is that one of the chunky ones? It must be. Oh wait, no, I can pick it up on my finger. All right, fuck it. We're just gonna apply it with the finger, or at least attempt to. We'll see. Not the easiest to work with. A majority of it does stick onto the finger. I don't know. Maybe I should use like a wet brush. That might help. Hopefully this doesn't ruin this because it is so pretty to look at. No, it just does not want to pick up. We try one more time with a moist brush. No, ma'am. No. Well, let's instead go with this one up above it. I'm just gonna flip the brush over to the clean side. The lighter one did seem to be more of a traditional metallic, so maybe it'll pick up. Let's put that right there. No. Once again, it's another no, ma'am. Well, let's try it with our fingers. And I just cannot be precise, so I'm actually gonna put it all over the lid that I just cut. And okay. So what I'm finding with this palette is you have to be extremely minimal with your color selection. You can use like one matte, one shimmer. Maybe if you use some glue, that might help, but again, allergic to glitter glue, so not gonna happen for me. But I think if you are gonna use these chunkier, like clothy ones, then you definitely do need something really tacky for it to stick onto, like a glue, even an eyelash glue. But that shimmer actually seems to be pretty okay. It is a little bit chunky and flaky, so it's coming off in areas, and it's not sticking under my eyes, but it's really not sticking anywhere. Oh my god, I feel so bad. I don't like shitting on indie brands, and it's not as though these are necessarily bad. They're just minimal. Then right in the center, I want to see if this shadow will go maybe as like a highlight. Oh, fuck, it is so pretty. It's got purple, green, white, just a little bit is kind of sticking, and it is creating a beautiful kind of weird, I don't know, some kind of a look. I don't know what it is, but I don't dislike it. I think the palettes seem to actually complement each other pretty well. Okay, so to finish up the upper, I don't really have much faith that this will stick down, but I do really want to try it. Like, I'm so damn curious about this. So let me go into this shadow right here. And it was one that kind of seems like it needs to be blended it out, but I'm gonna try to press it onto this. If it doesn't work, I'm not gonna be surprised. I'm not gonna judge it because you do need something sticky, but let's just see if it'll lay down onto this. Ooh, okay, okay, okay. Oh, okay. Let me try to direct this and like press it in even more with a brush. Because in some spots, it actually is sticking down. I wouldn't necessarily say that I love the way it looks, but more is sticking onto here than I thought it would. I'm gonna spray this with some setting spray and see if adding a little bit of moisture on top of it will help like glue it in. Oof, that just isn't cute. And it kind of transformed and turned a little bit like nudish brown, similar to the one above it. I'm gonna take a little bit of this minty green right over that to bring some of that green back. And quite actually, once you do kind of layer them up and really press that chunky fuck into place, it kind of stays, but it really isn't like my top choice of something that I'd want to use again. I do like the shimmers, but there are a lot of those chunky ones in here, and I don't know that I would pick it up. Again, I think that if you're going to use this, stick them directly onto a glitter glue, because otherwise they aren't gonna look good. I can guarantee you that. But otherwise, unless I used it wrong, which is a complete possibility, and a very likely one at that, I just don't love that shadow. Okay, so just to kind of soften these edges out, once again, I'm gonna tap on a little bit of that lavendery shade right on the outer corner and the inner corner. Inner corner? What the fuck is an inner corner? See, but also at the same time, once you start like completing your look, it actually does look really, really pretty, but I can also see it really flaking up and falling off on my eye. Like I can see it dropping down. Ugh. But these colors together really are working, so that is definitely a plus. Unfortunately, nothing is sticking and it's all just like falling out under my eyes. I'm gonna dust everything under there away. Okay, we are clean, we are pretty, we are happy. Then for the other side, I wanna do a purple because I wanna use this glitter so fucking badly that it almost hurts. Oh, wait, no, it turns out I'm sitting on my leg wrong. No, but I do really, really wanna try this. So I think, should I probably cut my crease again? I don't know, because on one side, I always like to see if a palette will stick using a squee, and then on the other side, I like to just put things over what's already there, just because not everybody's gonna cut their crease. But I also know that there is no way that this glitter is gonna stick without anything for it to stick to. Fuck it, I'm just gonna cut the crease. And we'll just go like that, and bing, bang, boom, that's how babies are made. On the inner corner, I know I wanna use this beautiful bright pink. Actually, no, it's not like super bright. It's kind of like a ballerina pink, but it has a greenish shift to it. I don't know, it's unique and it's pretty and I want it. So with kind of a dense brush, I'm gonna try getting a little bit of that, and it actually picks up very, very well. Pop that baby right there. Nothing is really wanting to stick down, so let me go in with a little bit more. She might just need to be packed on, which is okay. Or actually, it might also be so light in color that you can't really see it. I don't know, let's just keep trying. It's going down, but it's like when you use a brush, it almost becomes a little bit powdery, but I remember when I swatched it, it wasn't powdery. It was very, very, oh, I feel something on the inner part of my eye. Oh, so I can kind of feel it on my eye. I've never really experienced that before. It's interesting, but it doesn't really look like there's anything there. Let me try adding a little bit more with my finger, because like, see, that's the teeniest, tiniest dip. And then when I spread it out, you can obviously tell that it's a beautiful shimmer, but at the same time, it does have a little bit of a powdery quality to it. So I don't know what they used as a filler, but clearly it doesn't like to be put over something moist, which to me is probably the only way that it would actually stick. So I don't know what to tell ya. That just is not my favorite thing ever. Let's maybe try this gorgeous little gal right next to it. It's kind of the same color, but it also has a fuchsia shift. So almost on the inner eye, I'm gonna put it right there, like on the inner third. Actually, I'm just gonna cover up that pink that I put down because already I can tell I like this shadow way more. That's actually really, really pretty. I don't know if you can see it. It's super subtle, but it just goes with this look. Then starting to get a little bit deeper, giggity, let's dive into this one right down here. That is so beautiful. Fuck, I love that. And I'm gonna take that right on the outer corner, just right about there, kind of work it towards the center. That's really nice. In fact, that almost kind of wants to blend out to be a little bit of a matte. It's not a matte though. I can still tell that it's a shimmer, but I think it's almost like more matte than shimmer, so maybe a satin. Then, I don't know if this will stick down. There is still a good bit of tackiness right around here. If this doesn't stick down, I'm really not gonna hold it against it. Let's try this fabulous looking glitter right here. It does pick up and like stick onto my finger, so I'm kind of hopeful, but I'm gonna start right in the middle and just like press it in. Actually, that's really, really pretty. pretty. Oh, damn. I can't tell that it's like falling off my eye. I don't know if maybe putting a setting spray over it would help or hinder. So let me try this. Oh, I still didn't even get my eye. There we go. Adding, oh God, that burns in the eye. Fuck, why wouldn't it? It's probably alcohol. Sometimes adding a little bit of moisture to a matte eyeshadow can totally fuck it up. So if it does fuck it up, I'm not gonna be surprised. I'm not gonna hold anything against the palette. Oh, but that really does burn. That was probably not a good idea. I've done it before, but I don't usually open my eye right after. Hold on, I have to sit in front of my fan for just a couple minutes. Oh, damn, yeah, that just was not a great choice. However, it did kind of make the glitter stick a little bit. Oh, nope, never mind. Maybe I should add a little bit more now that it's kind of juicy. Just making so many awful choices today. Why not make even more? Okay, but like over something a little bit wet and damp, look at how fucking gorgeous that is. This is probably what it would look like over a glitter glue. So even though I'm like partially blind from that setting spray now, at least we can get a better idea for this. I know both of my eyeshadow looks are very, very basic, but I still do like them, especially this one. I'm not necessarily certain that I couldn't have gotten these looks easier from a different palette. All right, so to prime the face, I'm going in with a little bit of the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, as well as the Laura Mercier Hydrating Foundation Primer. And I feel like my under eyes lately just have not been doing me any justice. Oh fuck, I just got some squeeze on my white shorts. Why? Or why the fuck would I wear white shorts filming? Who do I think I am? Anyways, I'm gonna put a little bit of this hourglass right underneath my eyes before my foundation. I think this is actually a little bit darker than I am, but I love the formula, and then I'll just highlight with another concealer over my foundation. See, madam, look at that fucking coverage. Shit. I cut my crease with this, but oh my god, it's expensive. I should really go back and get my actual color because then I could use this more. Then for foundation, I actually just ordered this off Amazon for like $3.50. It was only select colors. This is the shade 125 Nude Beige. Normally I think I'm 122, some other kind of beige, but I thought for $3, let's fucking try it. Oh, this is the old school kind with like that. I ordered some version of this from, it must have been Amazon in Europe, and it came in like a little pouch. I actually think this foundation might beat my Dior Backstage. Like, I am that into it. And I am obsessed with the Dior Backstage. Like, I would be a representative for that foundation if I could. But that stuff's like $40 and this is $3. So like, which am I gonna pick? And this color actually isn't as bad as I thought it'd be. In person, it's, I dare say, perfect. But on camera, I think it might be a little bit on the yellowy side. But it's not like so bad that I have to pull up the match meter and read it for filth. This is honestly like really good. Then to brighten up under my eyes, I'm going in with the, wait, this isn't right. I'm using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, but the really hydrating one. Where is it? Just a few little droppies of this guy. Why does that, smells like spray paint. I think I say that every freaking time because every time it surprises me as much as the last. Oh, see, like all of those products play together so damn well. They look just as good as my really high-end products. I mean, I did put a high-end product underneath this, but I really don't think that putting it there was completely necessary. I just wanted to be a little bit extra today. But that squeeze and foundation, when you buy them together, I think are both under $15 total. Like, that's not bad. Especially because I feel like most people probably don't apply as much as I did, so that would last you a long time. Then to set underneath the eyes, I'm taking the Jacqueline Cosmetics Brightening, I don't know what this is. It's this palette right here, and I'm gonna dip into pretty much all of the colors and mix them. I'm gonna take these two right underneath the eyes to set and brighten. We'll give that just a minute to do her thing. Place a little bit right under there, like a real YouTuber. And this foundation is honestly already really fucking yellow. I don't really need any color correction done, but I've got it here, so we might as well. I like to take these two yellow ones and just place them right down here by my nose where I've got a good bit of redness happening. Perfect, like a great natural look. I'm gonna go visit some boys in the Slammer. And I haven't used this palette in a while. It smells like chocolate. Is it supposed to? This is the Tarte, I don't know, it looks like this. But I go from loving this because there's so many colors in here to hating it because sometimes it's splotchy, so we'll see how she is today. See, today I do actually kind of like this. Also ignore the under eyes. They're not gonna stay like that. I've got to dust this shit away. Yes. Then to bronze this bitch up, I know this is a little bit too deep for me right now, but we're already kind of to the extreme, so we might as well take it all the way. And I'm gonna mix this medium Bronze de Juvia's Place palette. I'm just gonna mix these two. Oh god, I love the look of bronzer. That to me is like what completes a look. I don't need blush. I don't need highlighter. Like bronzer is just where the fuck it's at. And then we can very minimally fill in the brows with some Umabutete baby hair. Then to highlight the brow, I'm gonna go in with this Brow Bar Brow Lights thing, the shimmery side. Then I'm also gonna plop a little bit right on the inner corner to help highlight. Now, let's move on to the lower lash. I am going to have to keep the lower lash very, very simple. I was gonna drag this shimmer down here, but I don't think it'll stick, and oh my goodness. I'm not at all surprised. We thought that it needed something sticky to stick onto, and it definitely does, but at least we could see it at its full potential when it was wet. So I guess before I do anything, I'm gonna take a little bit of this deeper matte-ish metallic and just kind of tap that over the glitter so that it's just not a big old bald spot. For both sides, I am pretty much stuck using only one shadow per side because as we saw earlier, when you double them up, they really don't do well. Should we go in with the deeper one? I don't know, let's try it. We'll dip into her and we'll start smoking that out right along the edge. Ooh, that's really pretty. Like singularly is where the fuck these mattes are at. Like, oh, it's going exactly where I want it and nothing is damp right here. Like I powdered underneath my eye. So this is just going on something dry and it's actually doing really, really well. And then with that shimmer stick that I used on my brow, I'm gonna take it in like the first quarter of the eye on the lower lash. Cute. And then for the other side, I'm actually gonna color switch this brush and use the same one with that lighter purple. Yeah, it is going down. I could see how if you could get them both to work together, these would be beautiful together. Like this smoked out underneath this side. I'm not going to try because I don't want to fuck this side up, but if you could get it to work, that would be pretty. Although this shadow doesn't seem to want to stick down quite as nicely as that deeper one did. There's something about it that just isn't quite on par with the deeper one. In fact, just to be brave, I'm taking just a smidge of this deeper one and smudging it in between the lashes on this side, which that really isn't doing much. Like it's kind of wanting to lay down, but everything is just really patchy right there. Then on both sides, I'm gonna try to help my eyes pop a little bit by adding this pinky ColourPop gel liner in Good Reef. Sometimes this color makes me look really sickly, but other times it just works. So hopefully today it works. Right on the outer corners, I'm gonna mix that pink with this deeper one. There, cool. Whew, eyes. Oh. The eyes are done. I remembered to go in with black lipstick. I'm not sure if it'll really go with this look. I just wanna see how it'll look with this. So I'm gonna use the Lunar Butete black. Ooh, you know what? Maybe I do kind of like the black with this. Oh, all right, let's try this little beast over it. Oh, those are pretty together. They do kind of melt in each other, so I'm gonna go in with a few layers. There. I don't know that you can really see this on there, like color-wise, but it did turn it very, very glossy and juicy and oh, can tell it's gonna be all over my teeth though in a second, so ooh, yes. Like I gave the Michelin man a prostate exam. And here we are with our final look. I actually like the way that everything combines together, like this flows. Underneath my eyes, there really isn't any more fallout. I mean, these lashes are probably catching any fallout that there will be, but as far as the eyes go, everything actually seems pretty stuck into place. So my final thoughts, all right. I don't like shitting on independent brands because I know how fucking much work it is, but honesty is always the #1 policy here. And there are pros to these palettes, but there are definitely a lot of cons. Let's go ahead and start with the positives first. Like opening this palette up, it is beautiful. I love the color arrangement. I love the color selection. I don't mind that there's only 2 mattes here because both of them when used alone are so easy to use. And I like that there's so many different textures and different kind of shadows going on in here. We have the flakier ones, which I did read on the website. They say apply it either with a silicone tool or your finger onto something very, very tacky, which again, use a fucking glitter glue with these, otherwise they aren't gonna work. A concealer isn't gonna do the trick for this. You need something sticky like an eyelash glue or an actual glitter glue. I think both palettes are very pretty to look at. A lot of people could get some use with these colors. I actually like that this palette is pretty much entirely made of shimmers. If you own more than a couple palettes, you already have enough mattes to like go around. And so these would probably play well with a lot of colors that you already own. And the same goes for this. Like there's a lot of cool options here. And if you're a purple lover, like you would love these colors. Unfortunately, a lot of these didn't really want to work for me. It seemed like they were kind of on the finicky side. At least when you use these like a normal palette. Like if you aren't able to fuck with glitter glue like I am and you don't want like a really sticky hard mess on your eye that's eyelash glue, then these aren't going to be the products for you. You pretty much have to use a glue as an eyeshadow primer. I know that these flakier ones are kind of like a specialty thing that, again, you have to use with a glitter glue, but I didn't love them. Like, they were really difficult to pick up onto the finger. You probably could scoop it out with a little silicone spatula, kind of like what they said to do, but I already kind of do have shadows that are very similar in color and reflect that I could just spread on my eye without a glue, and they're just so much easier to work with. I don't love that you can only use one matte, and I don't know, maybe it's just these colors that are like that from this brand. Which brings me to my overall thought that I don't know that I'd recommend a palette if you're gonna buy stuff from this brand, which I do recommend trying them. I just recommend buying like their single products and maybe making your own palette. I think the best part about these is how they look, but they're not the most functional for me. So I personally would totally bypass getting a pre-made palette. I would curate your own. You could see how these flaky shadows performed on my eye. They're not the easiest to work with, but I have no doubt that if they're going over something sticky, they'd be great, but still maybe a little bit difficult to use, but probably worth it in the end, because if they look on the eye like how they look in the pan, then they would be stunning. The shimmers didn't really act like normal shimmers. They were very difficult to apply to a wet concealer. They didn't want to lay down. They just stuck on my finger. They kind of had a lot of fallout. The mattes were beautiful, but also kind of patchy if you didn't fuck with them just right. But I also have those exact same shades from other brands that are much easier to work with, so I don't have a reason to go into this. The gloss, I don't actually have any complaints about. It seems very, very comfortable. Super lightweight, kind of hydrating, moisturizing, nourishing, and it is pretty, and the color is unique. I think this is actually probably my favorite thing that we tried today. So, do I recommend these? No, I don't, but I do recommend checking out their singular shadows because you might actually have some good luck with them. But the palettes, unless you're gonna rely on a lot of glue, I can't safely recommend. They're not the easiest to work with. I don't love the consistencies. I love the colors, like, oh my goodness. But they're also a lot to handle, and in my opinion, it's not necessarily worth it. I love the idea behind this. I'm not sleeping on this brand. I kind of want to try more products from them. And again, I really do appreciate these being sent to me. Thank you. But sadly, I'm not in love. And last time I'm fucking saying this, these would be completely different with a glue for these to stick onto. So if that's your game, then maybe you'd like these palettes. So yes, my loves, there you go. I'm sorry. I feel like such a bitch, but an honest bitch. So yay for that. But if you have any other indie brands that you'd like me to try out, or if you're an indie brand and you'd like me to try it out, I do have a P.O. box. Feel free to send anything or just comment your shop name and I can look it up myself. I always love showcasing independent brands because to me, indie brands are like the pioneers in the makeup world. So yes, let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. I love having you. And if you'd like to support me and my channel just a little bit more, please feel free to join us over on Patreon. It's patreon.com/poplux. There you get videos a day early. You get Patreon only content. Plus, best part, it is cheap, fun, and fancy, just like me. And like always, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell down below so that you're notified anytime I upload a new video. Don't forget my newest collection of highlighters, including Black Ice, which does change from black to white, is available at thepoplux.com. Also, my latest album, Kiss of Fame, is available everywhere online that music is sold. Thank you so much to everyone who's supporting them. Comment down below, let me know what you thought of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at officialnady, and you can follow me online at thepoplux.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you again soon. Bye!